welcome back to Hibbo's Model Bench, and welcome back to episode 7 of the Trumpeter ASLAV PC Phase 3 135 scale group build with myself, Jason, who is Aussie Scale Modeler, and Peter, who is Oz Scale Modeling. Hopefully you enjoyed my unboxing of this amazing little collection of icky sticky stuff I got today. Some I bought and some I was very kindly gifted by the lovely Monique and or the lovely Mr. and Mrs. Sticky. So anyway, what I've done so far today is I have joined together the upper and lower hull, as you can see there. So it's all together. So all I have to do now is connect the back door, which has lights at the back there. Let me just take my spectacles off so I can see what I'm looking at in the camera there. So I've got lights in the, lights there on the back with some, what do you call them? Jerry cans with photo etch on them. I've completed the, hope that's a focus a bit. Not got any. The gen set and the fridge also with a bit of photo etch on it, and the gun, the machine gun, which I think looks pretty good. So what's going to happen with this, the machine gun will be painted in the camo green and the barrel will be in a black, or whatever colour the machine gun will be, where the so it goes here. So if that's a dark brown or a camo brown, that's where it'll go. If it's camo black, that's the colour it'll be. If it's camo green, that's what it'll be. But I'm hoping camo green. So all I have to do now is connect all those things. So I've put the back door on, which goes like so. A little bit of manipulation to get that right there, sitting nicely there like that. That just looks really good actually. And the machine gun, which goes onto here. Very tight, and then this bit, which apparently goes like that, and then you've got a spare wheel, and then to paint the bow saw in a silver colour. And I also somewhere have the toolkit. I'm not 100% sure where I put that. I may have lost it. Got to put the tyres onto the wheels. So I won't be doing a lot of this tonight. I have a very early flight in the morning. So I have to be at the airport at like 3:30, about 4, to get on the plane at 4:55, so I need a coffee. So anyway, I'll come back when it's done. Welcome back. As I was putting the, just checking, putting the generator and the fridge on, I noticed on the instructions, if you look closely, there's a little bit sticking out the back there. It's not going to work, is it? Yeah, a little bit sticking out the back there. So, what it is, it's another machine gun. And if you remember, I don't know if I put it in, I was actually wondering where this part, or this machine gun here would go. I thought it might have just been another one, but no. This actually goes at the back. So it goes in this little hole here. And there's another hole here for something, I'm not quite sure what that is. Still can't see it filled up with anything. I'm just having a look at the instructions now. Oh, it's just going to get covered up by the spare wheel anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So the spare wheel goes here, like that. And this little machine gun goes into there like that. Hopefully it'll sit in there. Yeah, just put a bit of glue on that. That'll empty it or hollow it out a bit more. So that's made now. So now I just have to put that in, give it a bit of a, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to do one of the darker colours going over this way, just to cover that up, or just paint the gun. Alright, so we're just going to start a bit of the camo. So I'm just going to use the camo green. So we're just going to fast forward this and see how it goes. So there we go for the time being. Let's put that back there for a minute. There is, oops, the camo green. It looks a hell of a lot better up like in actual person than it does on the actual model, just by looking at it here. But whoops, yeah, it looks great. I think there's going to be a bit of black, not too much, and I'll probably use the Pilbara brown. So yeah, so as you can see, all I've got to do is put this other small gun on the back, which is alright, because it hasn't been done yet. But yeah, looks great. Makes really nice, crisp borders. So yeah, like I keep on saying, Outlaw Paints is the best. Seriously, give it a go. And I keep on saying, it still smells a bit funky, but hey, that's the way it's going to be. So I'll put this all back and I'll let this all dry off for an hour or two, and then I'll come back and do a little bit more. Alright, so welcome back. Just going to do a bit of the Pilbara brown. Now back for the camouflage black. What we're going to be doing here now is some decals. There's not a lot that goes on this, which I'm quite happy with. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the cook the man some eggs, or yeah, cook the man some eggs decals. So, or the build, I should say. So these are the decals we're going to be putting on. There's cook the man some eggs, this little triangle, there's kangaroo, and on the back there's a caution, which I've just done. Some numbers that go up the top of the caution. I don't think there's anything up the top by the look of it. This is not a lot, but I'll just show you how I do the first one, which I've already done the first one, I should say. But what I do is I get my scissors. So I'll just cut the kangaroo out. So I'll get it as close to the actual decal as I possibly can, without cutting into the decal, which I've done numerous times. What I used to do was use my hobby knife, but we don't want to do that because it slips. Alright, so there's the decal. You can see the kangaroo there. So what I'll do is I'll just get a little bit closer to the tail, which is so yummy to eat. Alright, so there we go. There's the kangaroo decal. So he has to face forward. So he'll be going on this starboard side of the ASLAV, and he will go so his head, so his tail I should say, is just touching, oops, got to put him so he'll be like that. Yep, so just above the railing. Yeah, so about there. But obviously a lot straighter. So what I do first is I'll put the decal into the lukewarm water. Just make sure I submerge it. So you want to make sure that decal is nice and loose off the backing paper. Get a bit of mark fit, or the equivalent of. Just put it on where you want the decal to go. It's one of those things that actually help the decal stick. Put it on a bit of paper. You can see there, and just see if it moves at all. No, it still needs a little bit more time in the water. There we go, I can see it coming off. I'll take it out. Yep, it's loose. So there you go, decal. Lift up the model again. Position it where you want it. I then get a cotton bud, just roll it to try to get all the air bubbles and everything out. Then I'll just go over again with a bit more mark fit. Just to make sure it is stuck nicely. You can also use this mark fit again if it's not quite in the place where you want it and it's dried off. Then just a little bit more, not too much. So there you go. That's your first decal. Old Skippy. I'll take that tyre off because it looks shit. So what I'm going to actually do, I'm actually going to do some weathering of the tyres and the wheels, and I'm going to try to do a bit of black. Rust on the, just rust streaks and everything everywhere. Make the end a little bit more rusty, and just see if I can do it. Never done it before. Put some black panel line in places also, and some brown panel line, just to make it look a bit more realistic. So let's see how it all goes. So anyway, I'll put these decals on and I'll be back. Well, good day and welcome back. So I've almost finished the stickering and everything, or the what do you call them, decals. But I've decided I'm going to do one side complete and just give you a quick look at it. This isn't 100% complete yet, but it's actually looking pretty bloody good. Unfortunately, the light's not the best, but I've done a bit of weathering. So I've done a bit of rust using the Vallejo, where is it? Oops. The Vallejo Model Wash for rust effects. I do have some Outlaw Paint rust, but I'm just going to use this one at the moment until I can get something to try with the Vallejo, Outlaw Paints rust. I'm using the handy, good old faithful Tamiya black panel accent colour, and also have a brown Vallejo, Tamiya panel wash. And what I'm also doing is I'm adding a few dots of the Tamiya white, it's the X2 white, and using some the acrylic thinner, and just with the brush and just wiping down. So I'll show you what I've done so far. You can't, like I said, you can't really see it, but I've done quite a bit of work on the exhaust there. It looks a lot better than it does on the camera. I'm using the Weathering Master powders for the wheels and tyres. I think they look really good. Just putting that on and I'll show you how I do it, but just putting a bit of thinner on there as well to make it look a bit better, and a bit of panel line on the tyres just to accentuate all that. And then on the panels themselves, you can see there's the white, and that's just, like I said, the white, a few white dots, and just going down. What I will do is I'll take some photos of all this, and I've also got a fair bit of rust just down here on the lower panels, and a little bit just down here. But I've also used some silver, I think it is, what is it? Metallic grey, I think I've been using. No, flat aluminium. So XF16, and a bit of a sponge, and just dabbing. So sponge like that, just tiny little bit of sponge, just dabbing along spots to get a bit of bare metal look on it. So this is looking really quite good. I'm actually really impressed with this. It's the first time I've really concentrated on doing any weathering. So like I said, I'll take a few photos of this, and once they're done, I'll show you. I've just got to finish off the, you can see on that side, nice and clean. Roll them around. You can see it's quite dirty. So just got to finish off there's a few more decals that need to go on. So yeah, I'll get all this done, and I'll come back and show you how I do bits and pieces on each side. So I'll take a few more with a proper camera. But yeah, so all the decals are on. There's a fair bit of weathering on the tyres, as you can see. A bit of weathering on the actual body. So what I'm going to do on the port side, well, if you have a look, see if you can, the exhaust looks really good in up front and close, but not so great there. But yeah, it looks really, really good. I've actually put a bit of smoke, just brushed a bit of smoke over the top. So it doesn't look too bad. That's Tamiya smoke, and that is X19. So yeah, it's really quite nice. So you turn around the other side. So on the port side, nothing's been done. So you see the tyres are still off. There's no weathering whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is walk you through a few bits and pieces of how I do it. So hopefully I'll be able to do it on camera, and I'll walk you through it as it's sped up, probably about twice the normal speed. So let's see how we go. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tyre. I have to get the wheels off actually first. So the wheels will come off. You don't want to break them or anything, obviously. And this one feels pretty tight, but that's off. All right, so what I'm going to do is get the tyres. I'll just put my spectacles on. Just move this out of the way because I have broken it a couple of times already. So put the tyres on. Try to find the best side of the tyre. I reckon that's the best side, so that can go on there. Put that in. Alright, so what I want to do is get the tyre to fit properly to start with. Oh, come on, you bastard. Alright, there we go. So the tyre's in properly. No, it's not. Now let me do this again. So we'll go this through this way. I'll tell you what, the other 4 tyres were so much easier than this. So let me just, oh, there we go. No, because they're on the wrong, not on the right there. There we go. So the tyre's in properly. So what I'll do is I'll just get a bit of the Tamiya Weathering Master. I'm going to use the dirt, so it's the medium colour. So just smash a lot on the applicator brush. So people like Peter and Jason should be alright with this, having put on makeup for most of their lives. And all I do is I'll just brush it over the tyre like so. Try not to push the wheel out, which I've just done. There we go. Get my little bottle top full of thinner. Get my thinner brush. And these are all really, really cheap brushes I got from eBay. All I do is just brush it over the top a little bit of the tyre. Just give it a bit of moisture, give it a bit of a base. And around the front. It's on the walls. And then just get the hobby brush or the applicator again. Just go over like so. You don't want to make it look unrealistic. And now just a little bit more of a brush over. Then I'll get the black Tamiya panel line. A pin wash. Put it into the tyre, the wheels. Don't care if you get on the tyre itself, the rubber. What you want to do there we go. Try to make it look semi-realistic. This first tyre. So it's got weathering on the treads and at the front. So I'll go ahead and finish off the rest of the tyres, and then I'll come back and show you what else I do. So, get the white. And what I do, alright, is I'll just use the lid. Where's my white brush? There's my white brush. Again, these are very, very cheap brushes from eBay. So all I'll do is put a couple of dots. Just splatter dots everywhere. And then what I do is I get my, put that over there. Hey Monique, I might need a new, what do you call it? Cutting mat soon. So just get my brush with a bit of thinners on it. And just streak down. You want to go down, which is the way dirt will go. Try not to leave any major dots anywhere. A bit more thinner. Obviously don't do this unless you've done a clear coat, because you've taken all your good paint off. You can't really see much now, but there is actually streaking there. Let's do a little bit more. Let's go a bit there, 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 right up there, and there. Alright, so again, just get the brush with thinner on it, just straight down. So what this is meant to be simulating is just streaky dirt. If you put a little bit too much somewhere, just concentrate on the thinner there. Also, you don't want major dots anywhere. Remember, in this instance, thinner is your friend, not your enemy. If you've got a bit of a bigger model, you might want to use a bit of a thicker brush, or like wider brush. I'll get a bit more thinner there because it's starting to dry off a bit more. There we go. And there we go. So now what we want to do is let that dry for a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll do some panel line stuff. Oh shit. Some panel line stuff and then some normal rust. So I'll be back tomorrow. Starting to get a little bit tired now. So yeah, get this all finished tomorrow by the look of it. So I'll talk to you then. Well, g'day and welcome back to Hibbo's Model Bench. For those that have seen a couple of my videos, you'll know that once I remove or turn over that side and bring to the nice clean side, that means the video's done, or the build's done I should say. And here it is. So there's my little ASLAV. It's complete. It is complete with weathering. It's my first time at it was my first proper attempt at weathering, so please be gentle with your criticism. I know there's going to be some people that go, that's so shit, but hey, I don't care. It's my first time. Everyone's done it for the first time, so yeah, I'm finished. Now just waiting for Jason P to finish, which is fine. They've all got other stuff going on, so I'm not going to give them any hard time this time. But let's have a closer look. So let me just go into, oops, press the wrong button. Let me just go into the configuration for this. Go to focus, autofocus. Okay, apply and okay. Alright, so there we go. Up close and personal. So we have the front of the ASLAV with a bit of, you can see it's a bit of stuff on the tyres there. It's a bit of underneath, a bit of dry brushing just to make it a little bit bare metalish. Go around to the sides, you can see we have the exhaust there. I think that looks alright. Again, first time trying to do something like that. And I watched a YouTuber by the name of Hobby Robbie, I think it is. Go check him out. Unreal. Really, really great. Moving along, we've got the decal with Skippy, or Marlul, as the Noongas call it, with a bit of weathering, a bit of rust, a bit of streaking across to the vents there, or whatever they are. Poles, I think Wombat calls them, some sort of camping pole type thing. You can set the top. Just go to the top now. Be careful, don't want to break anything. Just starting from the front. I didn't do the red and blue of the those things, so unfortunately. But there's the gun at the top, 50 cal I believe that would be. So that looks fairly good. There's a bit of dry brushing over the barrel. Moving along, made a bit of a mess there, but that's okay. Continue along. Spare tyre, smaller machine gun, the generator, and storage box, which I'm still going to call it a fridge. Thanks, Wombat. I did misplace a jerry can on the other side. Then we go to the back door, or back hatch. Those tail lights there are meant to be white, red and orange. I think it looks better that way. And you can see, you can't really see the weathering on that back door properly. But you would have seen it in the photos on there. Now come back around to the other side. Start the back again. So you're missing a jerry can, but you can see the weathering. I think it looks good. Up on the tools there, you've got a few bits of dry brush silver, a bit more weathering along. Looks like it's had a bit of a hard time. I could have done the suspension, but that's alright. A bit more weathering, and again the front. So you can see the tyres. I think the tyres look great, but that's my opinion, because it's my build, my model, and I'm going to like it. So there you go. So now, I think I'll get back onto the turpits, but I might do an unboxing in a minute. So anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Leave me a comment. I love comments. I have been a bit lazy, haven't been replying to every comment recently, but yeah, things going on and I can't always reply, but I will get around to replying to them all a bit later on. So yeah, it's been a good build. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching this video, the playlist. If you're just coming in on this one, go back and have a look at the whole playlist. So yeah, and it's a bit of a delay in the audio and the video here by the look of it. So I'll put my hand down now and listen. Yeah, so hopefully that doesn't do anything. So anyway, back onto the turf, it's fairly soon. So yeah, everyone keep your thoughts, or Jason, your thoughts on Tuesday. The young fella's funeral, so it's going to be pretty hard for him, so yeah. Anyway, take care and I'll see you all soon.